This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions.
Hi, this is Joe Rabil, and what we're going to do today is answer a subscriber question, basically, about MACD. It's about the MACD crossover signal. All right. Now, I've said this many times on this channel. I don't typically use the crossover of MACD as an operative buy signal. Okay, it's more of a condition for me. I'm going to explain what that means and how we can use the crossover to our advantage, and then I'll show you a few other things that go along with it. All right, let's go ahead and get going. Now, if you do want to learn about some of these techniques, I talk about this in the book, and then I go into detail in the courses. But a book is a good place to start. You can click the link in the description to find out more. Also, if you do enjoy this content, please hit the like button and also subscribe. Okay, I'm going to start out with a weekly chart of the IWM. I'm going to explain, we really want to learn how this can be used in multiple time frames. That's really where the power starts to come in. But I want to start with a single time frame and just show, we get these crossover signals, and in the longer term, they end up working out really well. Well, this one didn't do much. It kind of went sideways after this signal. This one obviously was the start of a bigger move, and same with this. So you get the crossover takes place here. Let me just show you where. Let me set this up so you can see with the crosshair. So if I show you, this is the bar on this that happened this year. This crossover. So the crossover took place way up here near the 18 after the stock had made a pretty substantial move off the low. All right. Now to me, that's not necessarily that great of a situation in terms of getting a buy signal. So I view that more as once that crosses over and stays above the signal line all through that period. So from this period here all the way through here, I can go down on a smaller time frame and play long, positive bullish signals on the smaller time frame, as long as this is in my favor. All right. Same thing with this going to the downside. So this makes a signal to the downside, and it was late as well. It didn't trigger until down here. Then you want to be looking for nothing but short plays until this crosses over to the upside. So through this whole period to the downside, you can go down to the smaller time frame and look for signals that where you can make some money while this condition is in your favor. All right, does that make sense? I hope. So we can look at these signals and say, oh, they're not all that great. But if we look at this off the low in 2020, okay, we made a really strong move, and it went up basically for just about a year straight. Okay, and then it flipped to the downside and stayed down for almost a year straight. So through that period, we can go down again to the smaller time frame, play signals that make sense. So let me just do this. Let me shrink this down, and let's just use the crosshairs again, and we can see that off of this bottom, we made this move. We crossed over right here. That was basically in mid-May, right? So if I'm up on the daily chart now and I look at mid-May, so again, this crossover takes place mid-May, all right? So we know, let's just say right about this point on this chart, it crosses over, okay? Now, I can sit back and say, okay, let's see what signals show up. Well, here, I know I've got one right here because this MACD is making a lower low, all right, while price is making a higher low. So I've got a potential buy signal using a reverse divergence right there. And then actually we make this move up, and then we come back down, and this is actually another reverse divergence back to back, all right? We get another one. Again, a nice signal there. And then actually what follows that, if you miss the reverse divergence, you got a nice pinch play. And so all of these are signals that you could consider taking, because what's taken place underneath is in a bullish trend. Okay, we've got a bullish trend, so we can play these in this time frame. All right, so you can look at the smaller time frame to do that. Now, if we understand how this works, we also should understand that the moment this turns down, somewhere in here. All right, we're now, and sometimes you could be, so this is above the zero line and it could be down. So that's not necessarily, you might find some short-term trading plays, right? But it might not, it's not necessarily quite as strong as being above the zero line and going in your favor. In other words, I would tend to think the stronger signals are going to come when the MACD is above the signal line and it's above the zero line, right? And we're moving in that direction and we're taking the signals off the smaller time frame, all right? Now, off the low, we can often get really good signals. So I'm not telling you not to do those. I'm just telling you overall, we can find some pretty strong signals that usually in the direction of the zero line. So if we're above the zero line and if we're rising or above the signal line and above the zero line, I think we have a pretty strong case that it's bullish. And then you can go through this corrective wave, and during the corrective wave, back down to zero line or somewhere near the zero line, you can find some trading plays, but just kind of be aware of kind of what you're dealing with. So the signals could be a little bit more questionable sometimes. Could be the case. Now, the other thing is, the question that I had to do with trending move. All right. So we get this trending move, and they were basically saying to stay away. Well, we can stay away if we're looking at crossover signals because they're so late. I mean, these crossover signals came so late, you can't really control the risk reward. You don't really have a good risk reward situation. However, if I play this the way I would look at it, I would say, okay, we get this break away from the zero line, and now we're truly trending. Okay, so I'm not necessarily looking for a crossover, but I can play this lower low, and this makes a higher low. I've got another reverse divergence right at the 40. All right, now what I would probably do with this situation is go down and look at that. Let me just show you where that would be. Here on the daily chart. So right in this area is where that is taking place, and we actually get a crossover that is not late. So one bar and then it pulls back. That's a good crossover signal. That's one of the ones where I would take it. I don't need to wait for any kind of pullback or anything like that. So we actually get a really solid signal off the smaller time frame, while the higher time frame is giving us a condition or a setup that looks attractive. All right, and then look at what happens again. We make let me just point this out. Here's a lower low like that, and this is making a higher low. But this time it does it at the 18, okay? So the first one was at the 40, and this one's at the 18. Both are viable signals, okay? So this one actually, let me just show you this because this is really attractive, this pattern. So now this is actually a zero line reversal. Look at the MACD, zero line reversal. It comes right into the zero line. Now in this case, I usually draw a trend line on price and wait for a break of price. All right, I don't usually use the indicators to get me in. I'm using the price signals to get me in. All right, understand the difference. So I can see that I have a reverse divergence and I have a zero line reversal, okay? Great combination, absolutely great combination to be on the lookout for. But on this time frame, when I'm looking for the actual trigger, I almost always want to play the price signal, and it could be a higher low, it could be a big green bar, it could be a trend line break, it could be any number of different things that we're looking for as an operative buy signal. Okay, not a condition, but a buy signal. So hopefully this sinks in a bit, and you get to see how we can use the crossovers as a condition. So now we can see that once this crosses over through this whole period, we can play anything on the smaller time frame, right? So I can look at this and say any setups that take place along here, whether it be a reverse divergence, whether it be pinch play or anything like that, I want to play those when I've got the higher time frame in my favor. Now, this is how I teach right? I teach a single indicator. It doesn't mean we completely ignore ADX, okay? But we do want to know what's taking place in that time, in 2 time frames with that indicator. And then I can say, okay, I've got 2 buy signals here. Does anything else agree? Does ADX agree with what I'm seeing? Do we have strength in the trend? Now, the other thing I want to point out is that this period, from pretty much right about the beginning of 2023, this crossed over on the monthly chart. So through this whole period, you could have been looking for weekly signals in conjunction with what's taking place on the monthly chart. The monthly chart has a signal. You can see this crossover back to the upside coincided with this little pinch here. So we get a pinch play, and then we get a zero line reversal right at the line. And again, that was an early buy signal, not a late one, something we can use as a crossover signal. So use these things in conjunction. Make sure you're mixing time frames and looking for confluence. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.